From the Detroit Free Press, in the heart of the Motor City, it's Thursday, February 20th. Here are today's top stories.
Brought to you by JB's Smokehouse, located inside Bush's Fresh Food Market of Canton. JB's offers a range of authentic barbecue favorites, from beef brisket and mac and cheese to fried green tomatoes and pulled pork tacos. JB's is sure to become your new favorite barbecue spot.
I'm David Jesse, the higher education reporter for the Detroit Free Press. The University of Michigan is investigating a former football team doctor over allegations of sexual misconduct. The university is looking into Robert Anderson, it announced Wednesday. Anderson worked for Michigan for several decades. He was the football team doctor under coaches Bo Schembechler and Lloyd Carr. He died in 2008. In 2018, a former student athlete sent a letter to Michigan, alleging he had been sexually assaulted by Anderson decades ago. U of M police launched an investigation. They found some others who made allegations. No one knows how many others made allegations. No criminal charges were brought. The university has now hired an outside law firm to investigate. They're asking anyone with details to call the university's tip line at 866-990-0111.
This is J.C. Reindl for the Detroit Free Press. It once took rent subsidies to attract people to live in Midtown Detroit because not many people wanted to move there. Now Midtown has a different problem, a program to subsidize rents for longtime Midtown residents so that they won't be priced out by rising rents is winding down after 3 years. The Stay Midtown program provided $125 per month in subsidy. That helped lower rents for its 150 householders, 88% of whom were black. The program was available to existing residents, making between 50 to 80% of the area median income. Some participants have found cheaper accommodations that they can afford on their own, but others aren't sure yet whether they can stay or leave Midtown.
I'm Susan Tompour, and I'm a columnist with the Detroit Free Press. Tax refund fraud remains an ongoing threat, including efforts by cybercriminals to steal ID information from the tax professionals themselves. The IRS reported in mid-February that already this year, nearly 24 tax preparation firms have reported data thefts to the IRS. Scammers are also more than willing to steal individual tax refunds of $200 or $300 instead of thousands of dollars. That's because they're doing what they can to slide under the radar and avoid the filters that can detect fraudulent refunds before they're paid out by the federal government. Consumers are wise to avoid phishing emails that might trick them into handing over sensitive ID information that can later be used in tax refund fraud.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Meredith Spellbring. There's a new bear in town at the Detroit Zoo, and she's arrived just in time for mating season. The zoo recently brought 19-year-old polar bear Anana to Royal Oak from the Cincinnati Zoo. The female bear came to the zoo at the end of January on a breeding recommendation. Anana joins Detroit Zoo's two other resident polar bears, 15-year-old male Nuka and 7-year-old female Suka. Polar bear mating season typically takes place in the early spring, and 1 to 2 cubs are welcomed after an 8-month gestation period. Anana was brought in to mate with Nuka, and the two are off to a good start and expressing interest in each other, according to the zoo. Although Anana is on the older spectrum for polar bears, she is still in good health to give birth to cubs, according to the zoo. For more information on Anana and the Detroit Zoo, head to freep.com.
Reporting for the Detroit Free Press, I'm Mariam Marini. This Leap Day, couples can vow their undying love in Hell, Michigan for free. 29 lucky couples will be able to tie the knot at 2:29 in the afternoon in an outdoor mass ceremony officiated by Reverend Yvonne Williams. The ceremony, which is expected to last no longer than 10 minutes, will take place outside the chapel no matter the weather, and couples can invite loved ones to join in on the festivities. Michigan couples are encouraged to head to their county's courthouse soon, as waiting periods for marriage licenses can last up to a few days. Out-of-state couples will be required to get their marriage certificates at the Livingston County Courthouse. During the ceremony, all 29 couples will stand in a circle as they exchange rings and repeat vows. Couples can snag a spot to pronounce their undying love by texting Reverend Williams at 810-623-1125. Couples who receive confirmation from Reverend Williams are advised to arrive at the chapel at around 1 p.m. Visit thefreep.com for more information.
For more stories from the Detroit Free Press, be sure to check out freep.com. That's FREEP.com. If you want to support our quality local journalism, subscribe. Go to freep.com/special offer. See you tomorrow.